Yeah, they've just been having its. I just hear crashing in the background right now. This is
I didn't
just.
hear nothing.
I did. Something just fell, or someone fell. Nobody's screaming, so that's good. Um, I don't even know where I'm at. Welcome in everybody to another episode of ZB's Horsepower Talk. As always, I'm ZB Zach Brown, and joined with me as always is former 410 Sprint Car crew chief and mechanic, my dad, Jeff Brown. Make sure you guys like, follow, subscribe anywhere you get your podcast platforms, any social media platforms, all that fun stuff. We have a fun episode for you today. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the Knoxville Nationals. We're not even going to go off camera because we do have a special guest that we will have a previously recording of him on later in this episode. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But let's go into the Knoxville Nationals. I predicted history would be made. I did not expect this history to be made. Ryan Timms becomes the youngest Knoxville Nationals champion at 18 years old. What an incredible story. He's the one that won when we went to Iowa for
Yep.
the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame. And that goes to show you practicing at that track, getting your laps in, pays off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna guess that that's probably a pretty big upset. But you know what? The kid did everything right. He time trialed just where he needed to do. He won his qualifying night, got to start on the pole, and everybody's gonna be like, he started on the pole. That is not easy. That is a lot of pressure for an 18-year-old starting on the pole. You've got Kyle Larson behind you. You got Rico Aber. You got Carson Macedo beside you or behind you or what. I was like, that is crazy amount of pressure. That kid did not slip a tire, didn't move a wheel. I mean, he did everything perfect. Hats off to him. And I think before this year, I don't know if he's ever won a 410 race or that was his first time he ever won at Knoxville was earlier this year. So it's that was awesome to see. I was rooting for him the whole time there. I was like that'd be awesome,
That is,
for
it was,
I'm going to guess it's probably a pretty small team. I don't know for a fact. I mean, everybody's got pretty much the same equipment anymore, so he's obviously got good stuff, but don't definitely not like
I,
major
if I
traveling.
had to guess, it's not a big multi-million dollar
Yeah.
company that he races for. That, and yeah, like you said, him starting on the pole, that's what your goal is. Your goal
Yeah,
is to
he
start on
earned
the
it. I
pole
mean,
because you control everything in that race, and clean air is everything. But also, he's 18 years old, getting through lap traffic, and he's not
yep.
having it hold him back. He's doing everything right, like you were saying. He was pulling away.
Yeah.
Now, if
That thing was
this
good.
if this were a 60 lap race, I think David Gravel would have ended up winning. That thing was bad fast. I mean, starting pretty much
20,
dead last,
21st,
21st,
21st, I think.
and he just was mowing people
Yeah.
down. It was impressive how fast he was. He ended up third out of that whole entire thing. He would have won that thing. If there were a few more laps, I think that's the only person that could have beaten Tim's. But yeah, that was really, really cool to see. Never expected that. Led every single lap. So first of all, he's going to be the youngest Knoxville Nationals winner, and that possibly could get broken one day. Leading, he can't lead any more laps as the youngest.
Right.
So I that was really cool. I don't know how often he actually races. I think he does a lot of local stuff in like the Midwest. I think
Yeah,
they're
I
actually out
think
of
he's a
Oklahoma.
weekly racer there. I think he
Yeah,
runs their
they're
weekly
out of
races.
they're based out of Oklahoma, I think, when I looked up
Okay.
Twitter, which I don't think is like terribly far for them to make that.
Oh, and somebody tweeted him or messaged about coming to Port Royal, and they said that is in their plans to come run the Tuscarora 50.
I
So,
mean, that'd be really, really
you know
cool.
what? Have him come into Pennsylvania. He's used to the big, fast, half miles. So, he might be able to get around Port Royal pretty good. Interesting
I'll
to
be
see.
very impressed if he goes there and puts on a show for his first time ever going to Port Royal,
Yeah.
because that doesn't happen often. But I mean, he
Ah,
won
you
the
know what?
Knoxville
We'll
Nationals,
see.
so yeah, he's etched in a part of sprint car history, and just awesome to see. News coming out of the sprint car world: Donnie Schatz has been relieved of his duties effective immediately at Tony Stewart Racing, and who'd you say is replacing him?
Kerry Madsen.
Gary Metson.
which Kerry has driven for Tony Stewart in another car before, but I want to say I'd be surprised, but not really. I mean, Schatz really has not been performing all that well. They switched back to Chevys. It didn't really help the performance.
And not
You know,
sure if it's
Schatz is a great driver. He's getting a little older, but you know what? Sometimes change is maybe what they
no,
need
I'm not
for.
sure. I'm not sure if it's on him that was the struggle, if it's the team, if it's a mixture of everything. And there might be stuff behind closed doors that we'll never
Yeah,
know. So there's all sorts of things. If anybody knows anything, if there's drama in the racing world, the sprint car racing, there's quite a lot of drama. So
yeah,
just that is one thing. But 10-time World of Outlaw champion, very shocking to see him let go. He will definitely get a ride somewhere, whether he might even start up his own team. That's a very
yeah. I
strong
mean, used
possibility.
to run a family car. I
And I
mean,
was
if I
talking, and I was talking to you, who might replace him permanently in that car if Tony decides to field a sprint car in the future, because we know a lot of his focus is on drag racing, the NHRA program. But if they continue to field that car and they want to do that, I was saying that Giovanni Scelzi, he doesn't have a ride for next year. That is a
yeah,
solid young driver to have put in right there. I don't know how who else's contracts are coming up in the next year. He could look at Corey Day, but Corey Day wouldn't really be a full-time thing because he's getting into the NASCAR side of racing. So it's really not
maybe throw Ryan Tim's name out there. I mean,
that is a possibility too. Or if Brian Tibbs wants to stay with his small team,
yeah,
who
I don't,
knows? He
it's
might
hard to
stay
say.
loyal there. Yeah, I mean, well, I mean that does a lot of talk too. Money talks. So
Yeah,
if the price is right on some people, and there might be some names that we're not really even thinking of that could potentially step in that car. So. That remains to be seen. I'm sure there will be news by the end of this year as sprint car racing comes back pretty quick once the new year starts. So
it's a little surprising they just didn't wait out the year.
that makes me think that something happened behind closed doors. That's
Yeah,
usually if they do some sort of firing in the middle of a season, something happened that they haven't released to the press, and it might not never even find out. It might be speculative, kind of like how all of the stuff with Lance and Donnie was. There's a lot of
yeah,
speculation and rumors and stuff, and it's not really anybody's business to get involved with that, even though that's the media. The main media wants to get involved and have all sorts
yeah,
of stories because that's what builds stories. And we've had Lance on here. It's not our business to ask him what happens. That's
yeah,
and frankly, it's not that important to me because they both moved on and everybody's
yeah. So like I
fine.
said, sometimes change is good. But I know one thing: if I was going to field an extra car or anything for the Williams Grove National Open, Donnie Schatz would be the guy I would want to call. I mean, he's the only what 5-time winner of the Williams Grove National Open. He's probably got a little bit of something to prove, and I mean, he gets around Williams Grove. If you had a top car, top mechanic, like got somehow hooked up with Dad,
Oh my
I think
God.
he,
Can you imagine
yeah,
him going into the 69 K?
I think he would. I think he would jump at a chance like that. Donnie, you want to put another car together? I can probably take some
Well,
vacation
technically,
and
Donnie has a second car. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I could probably take some vacation and give you guys an extra hand there for the Williams Grove National
if
Open.
Donnie Schatz did that, that would be absolutely that would break the sprint car world internet. That would be pretty somehow like that would be bigger than Christopher Bell jumping in the 69K.
Yeah,
And yeah. Well, yeah, the Knoxville Nationals is incredible. We've been talking. We're gonna see what we can do, possibly making it into it next year. It's definitely a bucket list for both of us to make it to that race. Is absolutely incredible sight to just see the small race that we saw, where there were a few hundred people, let alone tens of thousands of people that come into
yeah,
there. Still don't know where everybody parks. They've got to have
yeah.
some.
I have no idea where they're going to park.
There's got to be like lots or something that we didn't really see. I mean, it was also hot and ick over there, and we were trying to find everywhere. And no, it was. I'm sure we'd figure it out. So we'll
Yeah,
see if that happens, if we can make that happen. Because I keep seeing videos between TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all the reels. It looks so cool. People were on the front row and the announcers getting all hyped up, pyrotechnics exploding. It was really, really cool.
and
So,
that's just at the race itself. I mean, they have festivities going on in the town there. I mean, nothing else going to do there. I mean, they have parades and just
yeah, It's their Super Bowl.
Yeah, oh yeah, and it's awesome. I mean, they love the sprint car racing. They love having everybody there. It's definitely, as the last time I was out there, I was a lot younger, so and I didn't really get to see any of that stuff. So it'd be fun to go out just as a spectator this time to enjoy all the stuff and grab some beers and walking around where everybody's got things set up and tailgating going on. That'd be a good time for sure.
Maybe potentially next year, Donnie can work on some deals and field a car for the Knoxville Nationals too.
Yeah,
That'd be
you never
really
know.
neat. I know I mean, he's fielded some before. Wouldn't it be out of the blue if they find the right sponsors? And maybe Christopher Bell works on some contract negotiations with
Yeah,
Joe Gibbs
maybe.
and is allowed to actually race the Knoxville Nationals. That hopefully that would be a potential. Um, because I mean, Bell does it for fun. He does it.
Yeah.
Just why not? It's fun for him to do. And you can tell, like this year, you can see how much happier he is at the track. Just that little bit of extra racing he gets to do, go back to sprint car racing, dirt racing. You could tell that that made a positive impact on him. All right, well, having talked about Bell transitioning into NASCAR, so all right, soapbox again, I guess. Once again, the road course has proven that SVG is the king of them. Uh,
It's unreal.
he The crazy thing is he does so well at these, and I mean, so like it's like watching a Formula One race where it's Verstappen leading by 10, 20 seconds
Yeah.
over the entire field. It's just not even fair. But then you just can't translate it to an oval, not to the caliber of what he's racing with
Yeah.
the road courses. I think it's somewhat of a mental thing too. He goes to road courses, he's like, I got this. I can do this.
Yeah, I mean, he just doesn't know what he needs to feel in an oval, I guess, where in the road course he knows exactly
But again,
how the car should.
he's been improving. He
Yeah.
has been improving.
Yeah, he
But now
definitely,
he's
I mean, it's
second in
stupid
the
of a
thing.
driver not to.
Well,
I
now he's
mean,
in second. He's second place in the playoff standings now.
I know that's
I mean,
crazy.
and I don't think it's too crazy to say he's going to make it to the round of eight. Because he likely now, being where he is, unless it's just a catastrophic fail in the first round, if he just has mediocre finishes, he'll get into the round of 12. The last race of the round of 12 is the Roval.
Yep.
Probably expect to win there, even though it is more of an evening ground with a leveling ground
Well,
with
we've been
everybody.
saying that for the last two road courses too. So.
Between Watkins, Glen, Sonoma, yeah. But
Yeah,
I think the Roval is benefits the I
you
would, I
would
would say
think so.
full-time drivers, but he's a full-time driver too. But the traditional
Yeah,
drivers, I mean, you've got Larson, Chase, they always run really well at that. Even though Larson hit since the Indy 500, his car's just exploded every week.
yeah,
Besides a Brickyard, that's the only good finish he's had. He's just
yeah.
had catastrophic luck. Um, it was I don't even know what to say. In fantasy though, at least it helps me. And hey, look, I picked Chris Buescher to win last week, and I was second because I was like, let me just not pick SVG. So our picks were great. Like
Yeah.
I mean, SVG, yeah, was probably going to win, but I went on a limb and picked Chris Buescher, and that was really awesome. It's a tight race towards the bottom of the standings now. You got two races left: Richmond and the wild card Daytona.
Yeah,
If everybody remembers, last year Harrison Burton
yeah.
won at Daytona and locked himself in the playoffs. He was a first round exit, but he still locked himself in.
But hey, you got to get there to get there. So I mean, what are you going to do? It's
But yeah, I don't think it's out of the blue to think SVG can make it to the round of eight. I don't think there's any chance he makes it to the round of four.
I
Just
I
the
wouldn't think so. But yeah, I said if he's got enough points that he's probably going to get to 12. And like you said, the Roval is probably his best shot. And you know what? Talladega coming up. Stranger things have happened than somebody like SVG winning Talladega.
if you survive it, if you can survive Talladega,
Yep,
I mean that's just if you don't crash, you have a shot. And that's the round of 12, if I'm not mistaken. Is because I think
I
round
think
12
so.
has the Roval and Talladega,
Okay.
which is like that is like the most wild card round of them all. You know what? Actually, so I don't feel bad. Let me completely check for sure. You know what's crazy? I looked up the NASCAR schedule on Google and it just refused to tell me that they race this week. I'm like, I know they
No, just
race at
going to
Richmond.
NASCAR's website. Sometimes
Don't go.
it's
No, you can't find it. Nope, can't even. No, it's terrible. It is actually awful. So the playoffs start with Darlington, which is crazy. That's a crazy one to start.
yeah, that's a bit of a wild card.
Even that's actually really funny. Cookout sponsors two of the next three races.
Oh,
Um, and then all that new to the playoffs this year is Gateway. So
okay,
that's
that's
interesting.
neat.
The night race at Bristol, that is really interesting. New Hampshire has a playoff race this year. Kansas, that's going to be incredible. So wait, Talladega isn't it? Are you kidding me? So Talladega is in the round of eight. Freaking SVG could very well make it to the round of four if he plays his cards right and
Yeah,
wins.
I mean, it's very possible.
That would be that would be absolutely insane. He would never win the championship.
Yeah, well, you say that, but
I, yeah, I
never,
just
never
can't see
say
it.
never.
I'll be honest, I don't even know if there is a clear-cut favorite right now to win the championship.
I'm so bad at doing any kind of picks. I can't say one thing or another. So
I mean, it seems every week somebody's just going to have bad luck, and then the next week they win the race. It's really crazy to see.
unless you're Kyle Larson, then you're just going to suck in general.
That's because we pull for them, and you put them in your last two lineups.
Make it three.
Well, yeah. Well, so one thing I want to mention before we preview Richmond, uh, thoughts and prayers out to Connor Zilic, who got injured for it was a racing injury, I guess technically. I can joke about it now because he's fine. But it was a scary fall. He in victory. If nobody saw it, you can see literally just up Connor Zilic injury or
There's plenty of videos on.
and he stands up in victory lane, gets caught on the window net, and I mean, epic fall to the ground, hits his head, which I thought it would have been some sort of concussion. He actually broke his collarbone, and there's no bleeding on the brain, so that was the biggest worry. Even though he was knocked out, so I don't really know how all that. He was knocked out. I know he was not.
Yeah, he had to
Knocked
be
out
knocked
cold.
out.
But I guess there no confirmed concussion. I don't know how long he's going to be out. Drivers have raced with broken collarbones before.
Yeah, I mean
Is
they
there a
are
need?
off this week. So and he had some minor surgery to put a plate and some screws in,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
that thing's got to be sore as hell.
is there a need to even have him race at Daytona? No. I mean, their playoffs don't start until Portland. Portland's their first race of the
Okay.
playoffs. So they still have, I mean, if realistically he could take Daytona off, he'll be fine and just go back to Portland and have an
Yeah.
extra couple
I
weeks.
mean, how do you not give him a medical waiver on that one?
Well, yeah, I mean that he
Yeah,
would. What?
actually,
Well, did he already get granted a waiver for his previous injury though? And can you get multiple medical waivers?
I don't know.
I don't know what the rules are because remember he missed Texas and Larson won.
Oh, that's right.
So I don't know if you can get multiple ones. Now
Well,
I will say this now because you can laugh. We can all laugh about it because he's fine. Uh, that is like the dorkiest way to ever get injured in a NASCAR race. And that's something I would do. I could totally see myself doing that. Yeah, I won. Pow! Onto the ground. Yep, I could definitely see myself doing that.
one good thing, kid's what, 18, 19 years old. He'll heal pretty quick.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he'll
Although,
be fine.
your brother broke his collarbone, and I know that was painful for a long time. And
Yeah, yeah. He's had every injury that you can think of.
yeah,
Um, well, yeah. Moving on to preview Richmond. There's two races this week at Richmond. One's the Truck Series, and we'll talk about that in a second. And of course, the Cup Series is racing there. And this is the last traditional type of a race to expect because Daytona, anything can happen.
yeah.
Uh, Richmond, luckily, is a Saturday night race. It's a lot better when it's Saturday night rather than Sunday
Easter night.
afternoons, which they have in the
Yeah,
spring. So Saturday night will deliver a lot better. I don't think they have the different tires, the reds and the whites. I don't think they are doing
I
that
don't
for
think
this
so.
race. And I don't really know if it really made that much of a better racing experience when they had those. Richmond, I like to think of is like a bigger version of Iowa. Yeah, but if I
Smaller
hope we
version of
get the
Iowa.
racing like we had in Iowa, I hope it happens. Uh,
Smaller than Iowa.
you know what? That's right. Why does it
Distance's
look
three quarters
bigger?
of a mile.
Why does it look bigger?
It's shaped a little bit more, different
It's
than
wider. I think it's
yeah,
wider,
and it's I think it's might even have a little more banking or whatnot, but
but it's
it should be. It used to be one of my favorite tracks to watch them come race. This car lately,
it's fine.
yeah, yeah, this car lately just been struggling on these type of tracks. Hopefully,
But
they'll be
Iowa was a big turnaround, and it was a really
yeah.
good race at
Hopefully,
Iowa.
it races a lot like that. And it's
The only
nice that
problem, Richmond's not as uh, worn out as Iowa is, unfortunately. I really hope they figure something out. They bring a good tire to this one where it wears enough and it makes the
yeah.
drivers drive it. There's a lot of expected favorites in this race and ones to definitely look out for. For my lineup, it's going to be traditional people you can probably think of. We probably have very similar lineups.
Well,
And
I'm running out of drivers, so I don't have a whole lot left.
well, Richmond, it is usually a better race when it is the nighttime race. And
Yep. It's been a while since it's been a nighttime race.
yeah, they've just been having its. I just hear crash in the background right now. This is
I didn't
just.
hear nothing.
I did. Something just fell, or someone fell. Nobody's screaming, so that's good. Um, I don't even know where I'm at. All right, let's get into it this week. So NASCAR Fantasy, I'm 2 points behind now. There's four weeks in a row. I have won a solid month in a row. I am coming for the regular season championship. So I'm basically going to go all out here and take a swing for the fences because I don't know what's going to happen at Daytona. I am going to do everything I can to hopefully get a lead and maintain something to end up winning the regular season championship in NASCAR Fantasy. So I have the standings on the screen right now. You can see I'm 2 points behind. You're pretty much out of the regular season, but doesn't.
Oh, there's no pretty much out. I'm out.
Yeah, unless we just don't submit lineups this week or all of our guys. And I guarantee we pretty much have the same drivers this week. I could almost promise that. So, our NASCAR fantasy lineups for Richmond. So, I'm going to go first. So, for my starters this week, like I said, I'm going all out. I'm going big names for this one. No more just random people they've never heard of before. Actually, last week I had to put in Ryan Blaney instead of Connor Zilic, so that was a quick waiver that we had to do. We had to do a quick change. Well, at least I did. Whoever had Connor did that. So it helped that actually I put Blaney in. So sorry, not sorry,
Yeah,
but
cheater.
usually we don't change like that. So starting lineup for this week, I have Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson. That's the last time I can use Larson. William Byron and Ryan Blaney. Last time I can use Blaney. And in my garage, I have Tyler Reddick. And the
Okay.
feature matchups this week, they have Denny Hamlin versus Kyle Larson. You got to go with the hometown kid. I say kid, he's older than me. But Denny Hamlin over Kyle Larson. Christopher Bell versus William Byron. Tougher to pick this one. But I'm going with the winner at Iowa, William Byron. Chris Buescher versus Josh Berry. Chris Buescher has to get it done now. He's on the border. He's putting together some consecutive races and consistency. So I do have Chris Buescher over Josh Berry and Joey Logano versus Chase Elliott. Joey Logano just really nowhere to be seen right now, just kind of being very mid-pack and just floating around. He's just kind of he's probably gonna win the championship because I just said that. But I do have Chase Elliott over Joey Logano in this race. Go ahead with your lineup.
All right. We are a little different. Like I said, I'm running out of a lot of drivers. So in my starters, I have Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney. This is the last time I can use Blaney. Chase Briscoe, Brad Keselowski. Been coming on strong here the last time. And in my garage, I have Chris Buescher. So my matchups, I do have Denny Hamlin over Kyle Larson. I have Christopher Bell over Ryan Blaney, Chris Buescher over Josh Berry, and Joey Logano over Chase Elliott.
You mean Christopher Bell over William Byron?
Did I say Buescher?
No, you said Blaney.
Oh, yeah, Christopher Bell over William
Close
Byron.
enough. Close
Yeah,
enough.
whatever.
A hot pick, of course, Denny Hamlin, shocker. He goes really well at Richmond. Chase Elliott, he's pretty good at Richmond. Avoid Kyle Busch. I feel like that's just gonna be stuck there for the rest of the time. It says avoid Ryan Blaney, which is kind of weird because he had a really good run at Iowa.
Ryan Blaney's fast everywhere. I
And
don't
I
know how
think
you
if you
avoid
had a
Ryan.
good solid run at Iowa, I think you've got a good shot to have a good finish at Richmond. And a sleeper is Chase Briscoe, and he's been a sleeper quite a lot this year. And
He
I
can
never picked
qualify if
him.
they can, keep that running the whole race. So
Well, yeah, he got the pole for Iowa, so I
yeah,
mean it's he very well could do that. So let's give our race winning picks for Richmond. No sugarcoating this. Probably the favorite to win it this week. I've just got to go with the big name, Denny Hamlin to win at Richmond.
yeah, I agree. I didn't ask mom what her pick was, but yeah, you got to go with Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, it's hard to pick any.
He seems to be almost unbeatable at Richmond.
Yeah, and I mean, look out for drivers like, and I'm going to say it, Ryan Blaney. They said avoid, but look out for him because he had a good run
Well,
at Iowa.
this race last year, if you remember, Austin Dillon wins the race, takes out Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin to win the race, and they actually didn't credit him. He got the win, but no
No
points or
points.
playoff
Yeah,
points, or
and
so
very much deserved to have that.
yeah. So it
Um,
wouldn't surprise me to see him a little redemption and maybe have a good run. Very
yeah.
possible.
So what we're going to do now to help us preview a little bit of the Truck Series race, a previous recorded interview with our first three-time guest now. Now you can say NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series driver, Caleb Costner. All right, everybody. Well, welcome in NASCAR Truck Series driver, Caleb Costner. How's it feel to be called a Truck Series driver now?
Not a whole lot different, to be honest. I mean, hey, we're just going racing. So, and we've been ready for this for quite a while, and cool opportunity presented itself. So we're ready to go.
Have you ever raced at Richmond before?
I haven't.
What'd you do to kind of prepare yourself to race in the truck at Richmond? Do you go through the simulator? Do you take notes from people? A little bit of everything?
Yeah, really those two main things. Talking to a lot of my friends who have raced there, and then of course, just doing what you can with sim, right? I mean, there's only so much you can do. I mean, I guess that helps some people more than others, and again, realistically, right, it depends on the level of sim we're talking to. So, um, but I mean, I did turn some laps, and I've got some line sights down and some things to try to help me, and I feel pretty good. I mean, again, we know what we have for a truck and equipment, and I mean, we're going up against the big dog, so we are going to do the very best we can with what we've got. Um, we are closer. We dialed that truck in a lot compared to what it was. I mean, um, I know they struggled with it to, especially the last race. I mean, big time. So we threw some swings at it, and I think it's going to make it a lot better. I still think that there's plenty that we're going to be working through and figuring out with that truck, and and again, um, it's a little bit different than what I'm used to with shock package and a couple of different things. But again, it's something we're going to work through and learn and grow. And the most important thing for me this weekend is just going to be seat time, um, keeping it clean and green. So
So, racing for Mike Harmon Racing, awesome opportunity there. Is this the first time you've gotten to get behind the wheel of a Toyota? Tradition, I know you raced Chevys. You had a Ford up on the road course when you raced in the trucks there. So, is this the first time you got the opportunity to race a Toyota?
actually, the first couple cars I was ever in the West Series, the first time I got introduced to the I guess NASCAR tier, um, were Toyotas. So in
Okay.
2021, when I went to the West Series, those several races I ran to finish out the season there, we were in Toyotas. So no, kind of going back to that, kind of how it just kind of fell like that. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Now, obviously, my dad's not with us right now, but he did send me a question. He wanted to know what the biggest difference you've seen from being used to the ARCA car and then now going into the Truck Series car going into Richmond for this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, overall, right? I mean, I don't know if it's going to play as much of a role at Richmond as it would maybe some other tracks, but really tires and aero. I think two things that might be a little different for me than what I'm maybe used to in in the Archer car. Now, granted, as we develop with the truck and we do a couple other things, we might get on some different springs and might try some different stuff that'll be even a little more different. But right now, and again, working through this truck and with what we've working with what we've got, it's going to be a little similar, I guess, to what I'm used to. But we're just going to try to get the most that we can out of the truck. Um, and yeah, I think, like I said, I think that's the two biggest things. Just from General Tire, the Hoosier, over to the Goodyear, and then of course, like I said, that Arrow. Trucks have a larger spoiler, and there's a little bit more that you can do with those trucks, and momentum, right? And that I do know that kind of feel from the Elmores is you got to keep momentum up in those motors, and so as long as I can keep um, those things or learn and grow in those things throughout the race, I mean, my goal, right, is by the end of the race to be faster than I was at the start of the race, and have learned something that I can apply and take on to the next one.
Have you practiced getting in for pit road, pit stops, everything like that? I know ARCA, it's a little bit different. They're more controlled cautions, and you can kind of go in at your own leisure. It's a little bit different than the truck. So have you gotten a chance to prepare yourself for that?
I mean, when it comes to something like that, right? I mean, if you're not trying to practice and prepare yourself, you know, even though, in ARCA races, right, some of them are the modified live or, totally modified to 5 minute cautions. Most races I've ran in ARCA are the modified live. So, with that being said, all of them still have pit road speed. So, um, you know, if you're not practicing applying those things when you have the opportunity to, even though that really it does play a difference, but don't play a difference, meaning like you're trying to get every single thing you can because in ARCA, right, it doesn't matter if you gain or lose
Yeah.
positions. But again, I never looked at it that way. I looked at it, hey, when I do get my opportunity to be able to go run trucks or Xfinity or so forth, in those moments I'm trying to learn and apply. So when I do get that opportunity, I can put that into practice. So I was always thinking ahead as far as how is this going to be important down the line, and I really hope to put that in practice. I really don't. I have no worries at all about that. I mean, as long as you know your numbers and you can stay um, uh, just I guess strong to not overgoing and overdoing your numbers. You know what I mean? Just as long as you can stay steady and be consistent, then you're gonna be fine. So
Well, I'm excited for you, man. It's the first time this third time you've been on the podcast, first time anybody's been able to say that. So there you go. And I've seen you come up through just starting off when I talked to you the first time you were on here, and now you're up to the trucks and maybe foreshadowed. You said Xfinity. Maybe that's an opportunity that comes about for you in the future, and I really hope so. I'm excited for you for that. Is the family going to go this weekend with you?
yeah, so some of them, my wife, she works full time still, and so our littlest one, he may not get to go to this one, which is a bummer. It's a bummer anytime all of them can't go, of course. But I think my mom and my brother, and I think my little girl, she's gonna get to come. She's at the age now that she's actually been around it quite a few years, and she eats it up now. So
Yeah.
she kind of gets more excited about it than anybody else. So I'm excited to have her up there. And again, at the end of the day, that means more to me than anything, and she gets a kick out of it, so I get a kick out of it.
That's awesome. I mean, that's what the core of racing is all about. It's all about family and getting to have the opportunity to do this in front of your family, and there's a little extra motivation
So
too. Well, I wish you the best of luck. I appreciate you. I know you're heading to the track right now, so appreciate taking a little bit of time out. Good luck. Be safe this weekend. Take the opportunities when you get them, because I know there's going to be some cautions that come out. I think you'll do well. We're rooting for you, bud.
awesome, thanks, Zach. Appreciate you having me on, and yeah, looking forward to the next time.
You drive safe, man.
I mean, thanks.